Good afternoon, Rue. Thanks for joining us today. My first question to you is, what do you like about your work?
First of all, thank you so much, Tom, for sparing time and also the opportunity for this interview. So I am a charities and not-for-profit lawyer based in Reading. And what I love actually about my job is the fact that I get to help a variety of third sector organisations, from charities to not-for-profit entities, such as social enterprises. And I work with them, and I could be setting a charity up one day to advising the trustees, directors on governance and legal queries. And it's really rewarding, and I'm really fortunate to be in a job where I can apply the legal and commercial skills that I've sort of built and learned throughout the years of training, and to hopefully make a positive difference in the little corner of the world that I'm currently located in Reading. And I think, it's very relevant in the current climate, where it's really forced us to think about, our place in the world, our values, and what we want to do with our lives. And for me, no one day is the same. So as I say, one day I could be having a commercial call with a client halfway across the world, thinking of setting up a charity foundation in the UK. And this could be all sorts of charities, from quirky ones to do with technology, to setting up a sustainable practice somewhere around the world to help with the environment, for instance. So no one day is the same. And I also I'm lucky enough to run a podcast series where I get to interview representatives and chief execs, typically, of charities. And it's really a platform where I can listen to their stories and share their good practice. And I also celebrate the work of local charities and fundraising projects. So it's kind of like a shout out platform for them. So that's really, really cool to do. And I really enjoy that. So that's sort of what I do day to day.
Excellent. Thank you for that. How did you start out?
So I actually started out by doing lots of volunteering work from actually quite an early age. I was one of those people that, as a child, I had like ants in my pants. And I couldn't sit still, and I'm sat still now, but I couldn't quite wait till my 16th birthday when I was told that was the legal age to work. So from the age of 14, I started volunteering at a plethora of different charities, from care homes to centres for disabled adults, care centres, to working in charity shops. So that really sort of gave me a purpose in life from an early age, which I'm really thankful of. And even though I had studied law as a law degree, when I graduated, I enrolled on a course funded by the National Skills Academy for social care in adult social care management, which I was placed at a charity in East London, where I was effectively the project manager, and I was involved at both the board and operational level, where I could see the business of running a charity, and I was so touched by the work that they were doing, because they had to be both commercially astute as well as having that compassion that underpins somebody to actually successfully run a charity, because it's challenging at the best of times, not even bringing in external things like COVID. So I was really inspired by people that were so resilient, so positive, and just wanted to do some good in the world. And I knew right then that's what I was going to do. And it was just a case of figuring out, right, how do I get from A to B? And around the same time, I was volunteering as a non-executive director at a company that my friend had set up. And that was really the first gateway for me into appreciating the value of my law degree. And it's not just about, for me, making money, because I was never somebody motivated by money. And I could see the value in having a good, solid commercial foundation and using that to help others. So that's when I decided, right, now's the time for me to actually get my legal license and practice as a lawyer. And I had worked for a few years in the City of London as a corporate and banking lawyer before now being able to specialise in charities and not-for-profit law.
Okay, wow. And lastly, then, what would you say to someone starting out today?
So I guess really to think about what you want to do with your life.
Yeah.
This might sound like an obvious point, but I think the lockdown has given us all some time to really look within and see what makes us tick and what we're passionate about. And I think that's quite an understated, but I wanted to kind of state it as something I think is quite important, because with that underpinning, you can then ask yourself, well, do I now have the skills? You know, am I naturally good at this? And I think if you're naturally good at something, that will also help, and having that passion will reinforce that. It's kind of like a virtuous cycle. You will enroll in courses that you enjoy in the area that you want to do. Like somebody, for me as a lawyer, I wouldn't recommend this profession if you don't enjoy reading and you don't enjoy writing. Okay, so even if you say to me, oh, I want to be a lawyer, I want to have this, a practicing certificate, but if you just simply do not enjoy those activities, then you can't force it, by the same token. But I do also think that it's really good to have some practical work experience if you can. I know it's sort of difficult during lockdown, but hopefully with that easing, if you are able to gain some paid experience or some volunteering experience, just to top up the knowledge and see for yourself whether this is something you want to commit to. And I'd also say, don't be afraid to try new things. Be brave, and don't feel like you have to give in to peer pressure, especially in the legal profession, where it's quite a well-trodden path. It's quite a regimented path into law. You can easily see how you qualify as a lawyer, but hopefully, as I've described it, it's I've become a lawyer through a very unconventional way. So not through a well-trodden path at all, actually. I've followed my passions and interests and stuck by my own values, which are really important for me. And I think that's really important. Don't give in to peer pressure, and be brave and be bold, but also be honest with yourself and see what makes you tick. And if you're lucky enough to find a job that you enjoy, then I sometimes call it, does it pass the Monday test? Like, are you in a job where you go in on Monday thinking, I wish it was a Friday? Because if you're in that type of job, then if you imagine yourself in that type of job wishing it was Friday, maybe that's not the right profession for you. So I call it, does it pass your Monday test? And I think that's a good litmus test to ask for yourself and to apply on yourself.